I'm relatively certain we beat a pretty good basketball team tonight. In watching Western Illinois, as we prepared for this game, I became a fan because they take good shots. They don't turn the ball over. They don't get away from who they are. Guys seem to play their roles extremely well. And anytime you play a team like that, it's scary. I thought we were able to disrupt them a little. I thought our pace as the game wore on was probably a reason they didn't shoot it as well the second half as they did the first half. But we had some good performances. These two guys sitting next to me up here really defensively. The job they did on Covington, 5 of 16, making him take tough shots. I told James I thought it was the best game he's played defensively in a Creighton uniform. And when Kyrie got the foul trouble, when we can bring another guy off the bench that can defend at a high level like James did, it's a huge plus. And Fuller got those early fouls, and James is really able to attack him off the dribble in the first half and make some things happen for us. So 16 assists, 4 turnovers. I love to see it. I thought Maurice established early that the ball was going to move and the pace was going to be fast. And when he does that, it's really contagious. So it's anytime you beat an undefeated team who's got a win at Wisconsin, it's a good win.
Questions for the student athletes?
Yes, both players coming in, you knew how well Western Illinois could shoot from beyond the arc. They started out well, but in the second half, it wasn't the same result, I guess. How did you think you guys followed game plan from that perspective and taking away what they do well?
In the locker room, Coach Mack just really kept saying, run them off the line, because most of them were just, three-point shooters. So we just kind of ran them off the line and kind of hedged it a little harder, and then got back in front, not allowing them to, get the shot off.
Yeah, like Taz said, I think we just followed the game plan, and most of the threes that they hit in the first half were just uncontested threes, and we just kind of focused on not giving them any rhythm threes.
Kyrie, it looks like when you get a rebound, first thing you're thinking of is getting that ball down the court as fast as you can. Is that kind of the mindset you got?
Yes, sir. I mean, I just try to be aggressive and stay aggressive. And I know if I push the ball, the defense probably most likely is going to collapse, which sometimes it had James open, Z open, Toby open, and Maurice open. So once I attack, they'll collapse on me, and then I got to kick out for a 3.
And yet you still have good success at getting the ball to the hole.
Yeah. I guess that's just something natural.
You talk about collapsing the defense a little bit. I guess what did you think you got out of Jeff and Zach tonight as far as being physical down there, kind of establishing or setting a tone, I guess, physically down low?
In the locker room, we were like, Jeff, he's a freshman, make him look like one. And and then I guess that's what Jeff kind of did. And then he rebounded real well, got to the free throw line, got a couple and ones, which kind of started our energy off, towards the end of the game.
Yeah, Jeff's been playing huge for us these last 2 games, and he just brings the energy, and then we know if we feed it to him, he makes the right decisions most of the time.
James, could you talk a little bit about how you've adapted to this kind of 6th-man role that you find yourself in this year?
Well, it's pretty easy. I mean, just being a senior and just being able to watch, like I have to come in after Kyrie and watch his intensity on defense and then just come in and follow that, if not play even harder. And then I'm just coming off the bench, bringing in more energy. So it's a good role for me.
Some seniors would not like that role. They would want to start. I guess have you kind of juggled that in your mind at all, that, hey, what I'm doing is helping the team?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a selfish sport. So I mean, I'm fine as long as our team is winning and staying successful. I'm fine with coming off the bench.
This is 2 games in a row where you guys have had to follow difficult scouting report on a short notice. I guess how much confidence do these results give you guys going forward as far as how you can lock in defensively, regardless of how much time you had to prepare?
I think it just shows that if we put our minds to it, we can follow any game plan. I mean, if we follow a game plan in one practice, then 2 practices before a game, I feel like we should have it all together just like we do with one practice.
Yeah, exactly what James said. Coach Mack gets on us about it. And if you're not in the right spot, then you know the consequences, obviously. And we really just trying to win anyway. So we really don't want them scoring, and we just really just D up then.
Anything else for the student athletes? I guess like Coach Mack said, this team beat Wisconsin at their place. I mean, how much did that get you guys' attention and something you're focused on going out and putting on a good performance tonight?
It really shocked me because I'm like, I've never heard of Western Illinois anyway. So I'm like, all right, maybe we do need to lock in and pay attention to what we're doing, like all the little things, because obviously I guess they were pretty good and Wisconsin kind of fell short.
All right, thanks guys.
Good job, James. Good job. I'll follow up with the question about James coming off the bench. He's our sixth man, but he's third on our team in minutes. And I think that for a coach to have the trust in his bench means the world. And sometimes guys get caught up, and fortunately James not one of them. A lot of guys want to start the game. I want players that want to finish the game. And James has done enough good things that we can trust him on both ends of the floor now. He's been a solid ball handler. He's not turning it over a lot. And he's really progressed as a defensive player. So, we're 6 games in, and our top minute guys are averaging 25, just short of 25 minutes a game, in Cole and Maurice and James. If we can keep that going, it's going to be huge for us. And with every passing game, it seems like there's a few more guys that I trust a little bit more. I thought Martin had his best run tonight since he's been here, most consistent. And, Tyler did some good things. And obviously, Toby and Zach. Zach's been a little foul prone. We got to clean that up. But, those are the guys you're talking about. James is a fifth-year senior. Zach's a fourth-year junior. Toby's a third-year sophomore. We've got guys over there. Tyler's in his second year that have experience. Ronnie's a redshirt freshman is really the only, and Martin are the 2 freshmen coming off there. But it's a heck of a luxury to have. It's hard to manage sometimes because you want to push the right button at the right time, and there's no exact science to that. A lot of times it's a gut feeling. But very, very pleased with our bench.
When you say that James has improved on the defensive end, I guess where have you seen it?
Well, I don't know that he ever believed he could guard a good player and challenge him. And tonight, they were running Covington off screen after screen after screen, and that's hard. You got to have your head up. You got to work hard. You got to have some anticipation skills on when the screen's coming and whether you want to chase the screen or shortcut the screen. And that's something that James wasn't even great at last year, and he's gotten better. His off-the-ball defense has improved. So he's playing like a fifth-year senior, not shooting it like I think he's capable of shooting it, but I think that will come. But it's to have him sitting over there, it's a heck of a luxury. We're fortunate to have him in that spot.
Let's talk about the luxury of having a guy who can grab a rebound and then just zip it up the court and create some things like Kyrie.
Well, that's our message to him, is just be aggressive. He's so worried about making mistakes. I've ever coached a guy that's is humble and just wants to be perfect as Kyrie. But when he's aggressive, good things happen. And he's hard to guard. He's kind of slippery when he's trying to slash to the rim with the ball, and he can finish right hand, left hand, as you saw. And his anticipation skills are great on the defensive end of the floor, and it creates some opportunities for him to attack. So it was good to see.
You had a decided height advantage tonight. Years past, that's been the case, but you haven't necessarily taken 19 points or 19 rebound advantage tonight. Just the way that Jeffrey played. Can you just talk about the way that he played?
Yeah, I don't know what's gotten into Jeffrey, but I hope it's here to stay. When he's low and active and anticipates, he's really good. And my message to him all along is, if I can get you going defensively, if you can get in the right spots and defensively, because as a big guy, when you're guarding a ball screen, you really have to guard 2 actions. You have to guard the ball, and then you have to guard the roll or the pop or whatever they're doing. And on penetration, you're stopping the penetration, and then you're getting back and knowing when the right time is to get back and getting back in a stance with vision. Those are hard things to do, and you have to be locked in and you have to be low to be able to execute it. And Jeff's been incredible the last couple games, and his confidence is sky high right now. So, in that dunk, I don't know that I've ever – I don't know. I do know that I've never seen it before. Yeah, that was incredible play. I mean, that's a big-time basketball play with his offhand, with his right hand, and in traffic. That's a big boy play.
I guess, given the frustration that he's gone through with the injuries and everything, the first couple of years, not playing much.
Well, I hope he's having fun, and I hope he's an example to this world that we live in of instant gratification, that good things come for those who wait. And Jeff's been through a lot. It would have been easy to pack it in for a number of reasons. He's health reasons to start with. And then, when you're his size and you're coming back from a surgery on both of your Achilles, I mean, it's not an easy deal for someone that weighs 150 pounds, yet somebody that was 250 or 260 at the time. So he's done a lot of the right things to get himself in position. Our training staff and medical staff have managed it well. And now he's to the point where he can go longer and harder. And, last year even, he had a hard time when he came out of the game going back in the game. And he's got a few techniques he uses over there to try to keep him loose. But, the way he's playing, he's going to open some eyes, because he's these last two games, he's been a dominant force on the floor.
Coach, I guess players talk about it a little bit, but having to follow two scouts against two dangerous teams on a short front, what does that kind of tell you about the group? Anything that you didn't know?
Well, I told him in the locker room, we're getting better at following a plan. And I'm not sure that we were great early in the year, even Texas Southern and San Antonio that ended up lopsided. Indiana, we certainly didn't follow the plan. Rutgers, we were okay, executed it better the second half. UMass was outstanding. And tonight was pretty good. Now, they made us pay for some of it, and we were a little late on some communications and getting to the right spot. But this has been a very efficient team, Western Illinois, on the offensive end. They were leading the country in three-point percentage. They were in the top 10 in field goal percentage. And you have to be in the right spot. And I thought for the most part we executed that pretty well tonight. So we're growing. We're far from a finished product. But we're moving the right direction, and that's the exciting thing.
Good to see Brownie finally back out.
Yeah, I think our fans got a taste of what he could give us. His length is he's shifty and slithery and can get to the paint and make some things happen, and he just has to stay within himself and not try to do too much. And if he can do that, he's going to help us. And it's going to be a little bit of a challenge here to try to figure out how to get him minutes. But right now we still have to manage that injury a little and just make sure we don't do too much too fast.
Any other questions? I guess in managing minutes, does he shift maybe some more behind Kyrie and James goes to the two spot? How are you gonna figure that out?
Well, it's not going to be easy, and part of it is James and Z are playing really good basketball, as is Kyrie. So it may be more by need, at least initially, until he gets himself. He's only practiced one day, so his conditioning's not where it needs to be. But it's good that he was in the game while the game was still in balance tonight, because it's the first time he's been out there. So that's going to be helpful. But with these new rules, there hasn't been a game that somebody hasn't been in foul trouble. And I haven't watched a game on TV where somebody hasn't been in foul trouble. And, my philosophy's always been, for the most part, guy gets 2 fouls, I'd like to sit him the first half. And that was when we had the old rules where you could maybe survive 5 or 6 minutes. But as you saw tonight, J.C. Fuller gets his second foul, and we're driving it at him every time. And you have to basically get your hands out of the way and let him go. So it's really difficult as a coach to put a guy back in there with 2 fouls, because you know that any contact is going to be that third foul. And then you're really in trouble early in that second half with them getting their 4. So he gives us the ability to maybe manage that a little bit better and go a little bit longer on the bench if a guy gets some foul trouble. And then, you know, Tyler and Malik have to give us that at the point as well if it happens with Maurice.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.